5 things to do when your children don't respect you. Imagine calling your child to dinner and hearing a bored, "Whatever." You're not alone. 9 out of 10 parents feel their kids lack basic courtesy. Classrooms feel it too. Nearly half of U.S. schools now report open acts of disrespect towards staff. Most children don't know what real respect looks like. They copy what they see. That's why respect is earned, never demanded. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll discover 5 laser-focused moves that reset the tone in your home. Define disrespect in words a child can grasp. Set calm boundaries that bite without yelling. Use kind and firm discipline that feels like a hug, but works like a rule. Hand over real responsibility so your child wants to cooperate. Run the aftershock talk, a 2-minute conversation that rewires empathy and flips the power dynamic overnight. Number 5 is the step most parents skip, yet psychologists call it the secret sauce of lasting respect, so don't click away. Welcome to After Older Year, where busy families turn chaos into calm, one insight at a time. If you're ready for evidence-backed parenting that actually works, smash subscribe and ring the bell right now. Your future self and your kids will thank you. 1. Understand what respect really means. Before we talk about how to fix disrespect, we need to talk about what respect really means. A lot of parents assume their children should just know how to be respectful, but the truth is, most kids don't fully understand it, especially when emotions are high. They may think being honest is respectful, even if it sounds rude. Or they might not realize that ignoring you when you're talking is actually a sign of disrespect. That's why it's not enough to correct bad behavior. You have to model what good behavior looks like. When you interrupt your child mid-sentence or brush off their feelings, you're showing them that listening and empathy don't matter. On the other hand, when you speak calmly, make eye contact, and listen, even when they're being difficult, you're teaching them how respect sounds, looks, and feels. Respect isn't something you demand with raised voices or punishments. It's something you earn by showing it first. 2. Set clear, calm boundaries. Before we talk about earning respect, we need to talk about boundaries. Children don't automatically know where the line is, especially when it comes to behavior. If they roll their eyes, interrupt you, or ignore basic rules, and nothing happens, they learn that disrespect is acceptable. Over time, small acts of defiance can grow into bigger issues. That's why setting clear, calm boundaries is so important. Not angry boundaries, not emotional threats, just simple, firm limits that never change. You might say, "In this house, we speak to each other with respect." That means no yelling, no walking away while someone is talking, and no sarcasm. Once the rule is set, your job is to follow through, every single time. If your child breaks the rule, pause, stay calm. Then enforce a fair consequence that they already know about. It could be losing screen time, missing out on a privilege, or doing an extra chore. What matters most is consistency, not intensity. 3. Model respect and positive discipline. Before we talk about discipline, we need to talk about example. Children don't learn respect by being told what to do. They learn by watching what you do. If they see you stay calm under pressure, they learn self-control. If they hear you speak with kindness, even when you're frustrated, they learn how to manage emotion without lashing out. This is where positive discipline comes in. It's not about punishment. It's about teaching. You stay kind, but firm. You're not letting the behavior slide, but you're also not attacking the child. For example, instead of saying, "You're being so rude," try, "That tone isn't acceptable in our home." That small change shifts the focus from the child's identity to their actions. And when conflict happens, because it always will, don't jump straight to a lecture. Pause. Ask questions. What happened? How were you feeling in that moment? Listen more than you talk. The more a child feels heard, the more likely they are to hear you. 4. Give them real responsibility and autonomy. Before we talk about fixing disrespect, we need to talk about control. Kids need to feel like they have some say in their world. When they feel powerless or constantly told what to do, they often push back. That pushback can come out as attitude, defiance, or disrespect, not because they don't care, but because they don't feel heard. That's why giving your child real responsibility is a game changer. It sends a clear message, I trust you, and trust builds respect. Start with age-appropriate tasks. Let younger kids pick their own clothes from 2 options. Let older kids choose when they do homework, as long as it gets done. These small choices help them feel capable and valued. Go even further. Invite them into real decisions. Ask, how do you think we should solve this? Or, what do you think is fair? When children feel like they're part of the process, they're more likely to respect the outcome, even when they don't get their way. 5. Have calm, honest conversations after incidents. Before we talk about what to say in the moment, we need to talk about timing. When a child is angry, yelling, or shutting down, that's not the time to teach. In the heat of the moment, their brain is in defense mode. They're not listening, they're reacting. And honestly, so are you. That's why the most powerful conversations happen after the storm has passed. Once everyone is calm, invite your child in. Not for a lecture, but for a real, honest talk. You might say, let's talk about what happened earlier. How do you think that felt? For me? For you? This kind of question encourages empathy. It shifts the focus from blame to understanding. Let them speak. Don't interrupt. You don't need to agree with everything. They just need to feel heard. And once they feel heard, they're more open to hearing you. Ask follow-ups, like, what do you think we could do differently next time? Or, how can we both handle that better? That turns a moment of conflict into a chance to grow together. Bonus considerations. Before we talk about your child's behavior, we need to talk about yours. It's easy to focus on what they're doing wrong, but sometimes the real shift begins with us. Ask yourself honestly, am I modeling the kind of respect I expect? Do you interrupt when they speak? Do you roll your eyes when they push back? Even small behaviors send strong signals. If we want our children to treat us with kindness and patience, we have to show them what that looks like, consistently. Before we talk about discipline strategies, we also need to talk about unity. If you're co-parenting, your child needs to see both adults on the same page. When one parent enforces a rule and the other lets it slide, it sends a confusing message. Children learn quickly how to play sides, but when parents set the same boundaries and back each other up, the message becomes clear and steady, and much harder to ignore. Before we talk about rules, let's talk about reality. A 5-year-old's brain is not wired the same as a 15-year-old's. Sometimes what we call disrespect is really just immaturity, frustration, or a lack of emotional tools. That's why expectations need to grow and shift with your child. What's fair and firm at one age may be unfair or ineffective at another. Tailor your approach. Understand where they are developmentally. When expectations match their age and capacity, cooperation becomes much more likely, and the tension begins to ease. So let's bring it all together. First, we explained what real respect looks like, and why it often has to be taught, not just expected. Then we talked about how to define disrespectful behaviors and calmly set clear, firm boundaries. From there, we moved into how to respond without yelling or shaming, using kindness and firmness together. We showed how giving children real responsibility can actually increase cooperation and trust. And finally, we explored the power of calm, honest conversations that help children reflect, grow, and reconnect. This isn't about being a perfect parent, it's about being a consistent one. When you model respect, enforce fair limits, and empower your child to grow, you don't just fix behavior, you build a healthier relationship. If this video helped you, please give it a like, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to After Older Years for more practical, calm, and research-backed parenting advice. Thanks for watching, and remember, respect starts with you.